Well, we've already mentioned some of the things. People without purpose, you lose your drive and you lose your enthusiasm for life, don't you?
Yeah, and I think then you get distracted. You know, you go into your phone, TikTok, Shorts, YouTube.
Yeah, and that's not helping for starters, because then you're going to start becoming unhappy because all you're doing is meaningless doom scrolling, and then ultimately it could lead to depression as well.
Yeah, but you can turn it around though, and you can get back your purpose.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about that.
Welcome to the Middle-Aged and Miserable podcast.
Yes, and please subscribe and like if you like all this content, because this kind of engagement really helps us reach lots of people just like you with this content. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Pat.
Christopher.
A lot of people, they hit middle age.
Yeah.
We hit middle age, didn't we? And you start to feel, a bit unhappy. Maybe you feel a bit kind of hopeless or even depressed. Mm-hmm. And on the face of it, from the outside looking in, it might look like they've succeeded, you know, career, house, family, but something's missing. And this is common, you know, life can feel flat, you know, the days blur together. Yeah. And in deep down, there's this nagging question, like, what's the point? What's the point of all this?
Yeah, keep grinding away for what though?
Yeah. And that is a sure sign that you've lost your sense of purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So in this episode, we're going to talk about what purpose really is and how it can quietly just slip away, and what you can do about it to get it back.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
Yeah. So
this is going to be a good one.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So first off, Pat, what is purpose and what does it give you?
Well, Chris. So I don't know, it makes you jump out of bed in the morning. You know, having a sense of purpose, even when you're tired, because you're excited to start your day. You know, you don't waste your energy on the wrong things, because you know you're aimed at something meaningful, something that matters to you. Yeah, and you know, I like to think it puts purpose, it puts meaning behind your actions as well. You know, you create an impact with all of that effort you're making. So it's a huge thing that we just ignore, don't we? Really?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, we talk about purpose. It doesn't have to be this huge thing either, right? I mean, it can be pretty simple.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I just said it's a huge thing because it is actually a huge quality or a huge impactful thing to you. But you don't have to change the world to regain purpose or to have purpose. You know, it could be showing up for your family or your community even. Yeah. And actually thinking about it, that I remember somebody who is passionate about what they do. Like, there was a guy that we had our house in France renovated, and he built this giant wall in the middle of our, basically separating the living room and dining room, and it's this big stone wall, and he built it by hand. And I remember him just chipping away at these blocks and sitting them all together like perfect jigsaw puzzle, and I was just in admiration of this guy, just loving what he did. And I see that as somebody who's, I get his impact is relatively minimal, but he's got this purpose. It drives him, and he loved it. I thought that was huge.
Yeah. So that's a good point you made. So to clarify, purpose is a big part of your mental wellness.
There you go.
But it doesn't have to be this huge thing in life, where you're affecting millions of people, does it?
Yeah. But you mean like we're doing with this podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, like one of the sinister things about it is you can lose your purpose slowly, and it can sort of creep up on you. Yeah, it does. You know, you like we mentioned, you get to middle-aged, you go into work, and then you pay your bills, and then you go to work, and then you pay your bills, and then all the days sort of blur. It's like you're on a hamster wheel, right? and your purpose can get lost. Yeah. You know, maybe one day you had goals to have a good career, to build a family, to have that house, but you've achieved those. And so there's nothing new to aim at on the horizon. So that's when you start feeling lost, I think.
Yeah. It could be even worse than that, in that maybe you haven't achieved those goals. You know, maybe you haven't fulfilled your potential, and your career didn't maybe work out the way you thought it would. And now you're in your middle age and you feel like, oh, maybe it's too late now. Yeah. And that'll kill your purpose.
There's that too. Yeah. And I think sort of friendships and stuff will play a role in that, because you get older and your friendships fade. Your community kind of shrinks, and maybe you start feeling a lack of connection. And then I think this affects your purpose, because your purpose thrives in relationships. You know, when you're contributing to others, or you're helping somebody, and they're helping you, and you're part of that community. That's all purpose, isn't it? That's
because you're doing it for other people as well, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, you're part of something bigger, and you've got a drive there because of that, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a big one though.
Oh yeah, there is a big one, and like all of these seem to feed into it, but I think it's growth. I think it's when you stop growing.
Yeah, definitely. And when you get to middle age, which is where I still like to think I am, middle age.
Just clinging on to it.
Yeah. A lot of people stop growing at middle age and stop learning and stop, reaching for more, and that just kills your purpose.
Yeah, you stop growing and you start losing your purpose, and then we start sort of convincing ourselves that this is where we are, this is how life is, and that's the point when your purpose starts to disappear, when you stop sort of growing as a person, I think.
Yeah. I like to think of it a little bit as having focus as well. That gives you like a sense of purpose, or it's linked to focus, isn't it?
Yeah.
And because when we place our focus on something that matters, that feels purposeful.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then, if you don't have your energy aimed at that purpose, that important thing, your energy just gets scattered everywhere. And then you end up doing a million things and feeling like you're always busy, but you're not really getting anywhere or doing anything that matters.
Yeah.
And then, but when you lock that focus in onto something meaningful, you start filtering out the noise, and then, sort of you're doing, your energy's going where it matters.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. So that was a good one. Purpose is linked to focus. So why don't we talk about when you don't have purpose, what happens to you when you don't have purpose?
Common symptoms when you don't have purpose.
Yeah.
Well, we've already mentioned some of the things. People without purpose, you lose your drive and you lose your enthusiasm for life, don't you?
Yeah, and I think then you get distracted. You start you go into your phone, TikTok, Shorts, YouTube.
Yeah, and that's not helping for starters, because then you're going to start becoming unhappy because all you're doing is meaningless doom scrolling. And then ultimately it could lead to depression as well.
Yeah, but you can turn it around though, and you can get back your purpose.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about that then.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, let's start by not scrolling. Because, we do certain habits, and we convince ourselves that we're relaxing, don't we? Like with TikTok, YouTube videos, we already mentioned it.
It's easy to say.
But really, all of that is entertainment, isn't it? It's not moving forward or growing or moving towards something greater. It is all entertainment, isn't it?
It is. It's idling your time away in front of the TV.
Yeah. So that's one thing that you sort of like practice more on moving forward and not entertainment.
I got another excuse. It's not immediately obvious, but don't say you don't have time. That's one. That's an excuse that people without purpose use, really, because you do have time. Well, you get up earlier for
Plus,
one.
Well, we've said it a million times. You, whenever you say you don't have time, it means I choose not to prioritize.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And you get up, find something to do, learn something. Yeah. There is always time. That's just an excuse.
Yeah. And another thing to avoid is spending time with people that sort of make you smaller instead of bigger. That doesn't help with purpose either. If you're around other people that don't have any purpose, you're not going to have any purpose, are you?
Yeah, in the workplace, don't work at a job that you hate, where you've got no exit plan. That's the lack of an exit plan spells doom for everybody. That does, really. Yeah,
and that's a good one, because we all know people in the workplace that don't want to be there,
right?
And that's probably the most dangerous activity of all, because when you're living for the weekend or living for your retirement, this just saying that over and over again just whispers something to your unconscious mind. Like, that's basically saying there's nothing to live for right now. It's coming up. It's all coming. The good stuff's coming. There's nothing now.
Yeah.
Which I think is a dangerous thing to keep telling yourself.
It is, and that I can picture a guy right now. I used to work with a guy. He has actually since retired, but for years, all he would ever do is tell me how many days or how many weeks he's got left to the day he can retire. He had his moment planned out. He literally lived for his retirement years in advance. He'd go, I've only got 962 days left to go, Pat. And I'm like, really? And you're just counting down the clock like that? That's no way to live that at all.
No.
Clearly, he'd lost his purpose. And he was always sad and grumpy.
I wonder if when he retired, he said, I really felt like I was purposeful when I was in that job.
Does he look back on his career and is he proud? Yeah.
You've been stuck at the same professional level for 5 years, maybe longer.
You want more success, more money, a better performing business, but somehow something keeps holding you back?
What if that something is your unconscious programming? Because what we get in life is what we believe we deserve deep down in our unconscious.
And here's the truth. You are where you are in life right now because that's where you believe you deserve to be.
You can't outrun your beliefs. That is why so many people struggle for years, even decades, without making any real breakthroughs.
We help middle-aged professionals like you. We can upgrade your mindset, upgrade the habits, and crucially, remove the unconscious limiting beliefs that are blocking your success.
So you can finally step into the career, the wealth, and the freedom that you know that you're capable of.
So ask yourself, what's it costing you not to change?
Contact us at coaching@patandchris.com or reach out to us on Instagram.
Act now and take back control of your life. So let's get to some practical advice, shall we?
All right.
Yeah.
Go on then. So how did you get your purpose back then, Pat?
Well, we talked about what causes a lack of purpose and its lack of growth is, so start growing. That's kind of an obvious one. And I think that one of the biggest, most impactful ways to grow is start learning something.
Yeah.
Find something to learn about, something that you don't know. There's plenty of books out there. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. There's plenty of training courses out there. Just learn a new skill.
So much stuff out there is free. So
right.
It's never been a better time, has there, to get out there and just learn stuff and just start growing yourself.
We started learning Spanish for no particular reason because it felt good.
Yeah. Start a project. Get out and build something, something you're passionate about. Try and find some things that maybe, that you're really into. Start an online forum or something, or share what you know about something that you're passionate about so that you can help others. Because I think helping others is a big thing. That gives you purpose, doesn't it? You get older, you get to middle age, teach someone something or mentor someone or create a training course on a subject you know about.
Yeah.
And I think, that just will result in more purpose and you create an impact, aren't you, as well?
Just even the mere act of being on a path to something that you're aiming for itself gives you purpose because you're taking steps forward. You're heading towards a goal or a vision, and that for me that gives me purpose. Just the I feel like right now, not just for this podcast, but we built the coaching course, the Mind Shift coaching course. And when we were building that gave me an enormous sense of purpose because it has a huge potential, a huge reach to help people. And that itself just gives you purpose. Yeah. It's enormous, that.
And I mean, you can also start asking yourself some questions just to get, you need to be on the path to purpose. So you can just sort of ask yourself, like, what excites me that I've been ignoring for years? Or what excites you that you haven't had time to do? Yeah. Maybe in the past you were pretty passionate about something and you just stopped doing it. And what were those things? Yeah. Can you kind of work on something like that?
That reminds me of my wife, actually. She was into art years ago, back in the 90s when we first met, and she was really into her drawings and painting and stuff. And then for some reason, I think it was probably kids that caused it to stop. But she'd stopped that, and then kids have grown up now, and we had a chat and stuff, because I think she was beginning to feel a bit lost and without purpose as well. And she got back into her art, and now she's selling it, and that's given her a real boost. And now it's lovely to see because she's found her purpose again. Yeah, and it brightens her up. Yeah, so it really helps.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, yeah. So just ask yourself, what's your passion? What makes you lose track of time that you've forgotten about? And what would you work on at the weekend if you could?
Because it won't feel like work, will it?
Yeah. Or what's some more questions to give you on your path to purpose?
Well, I think when you're passionate about something and you've got this keep saying this, it's going to sound purpose. When you've got this, I think your kids will see that in you. You know, and I think, I'd like to think that my kids will remember me for being passionate about what I'm doing, and that's what they'll remember you for. And
who
am I doing it for?
Yeah, I want to jump in there because we've talked. You know, we're middle-aged men, middle-aged people, and we're talking about middle-age. A lot of people in middle age lose their sense of purpose. I'm seeing a lot of kids with no purpose. I'm seeing. I know a lot of middle-aged men who have college, sort of kids that are finishing college, and they're coming out of college and they're not really doing anything.
Yeah,
they're figuring it out. A lot of the time they're figuring it out. Or I'm just seeing a lack of purpose. You know, it's so easy now just to drift into the bedroom and just go on social media all day or play computer games. Yeah. I think there's a bit of a crisis of purpose going on. Yeah. So, you know, it might be that we've got someone middle-aged listening. They might be listening to all this for their kids because I think a lot of kids around the 24-year-old age are really suffering from a lack of purpose these days.
Without a doubt. And I think they don't necessarily recognize that it is the lack of purpose that's causing that. They'll make up some excuses like, oh, he's got this ADHD or whatever it is. I don't want to belittle that kind of condition, but they'll make excuses for, I can't find a job or this and that. It's a lack of purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something you've got to snap out of by doing one of the things that we've mentioned.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, I was going to say, it's a bit of a side note, but I think maybe not maybe when you're 24, you're not going to be thinking about this, but for us, when you're our age, I think creating impact gives you purpose.
Oh yeah.
You know? Do you not think?
Yeah, definitely. It's you've got it because you ask yourself. It sounds like we're going to be really old men now. But how much time do I have left?
Well, you start looking forward rather than back, don't you?
And we went through that exercise, didn't we? Many months ago, possibly years ago. How much time do I have left? That Captain Tom story you told on an earlier podcast.
Yeah.
About, I think it was like it's never too late to start something, and that question, how much time do I have left? It makes you reflect on the things that you've learned and what you're going to leave behind as well.
I did it. I got to middle age and I just started to feel the pull to pass something on.
Yeah.
You know, to teach something, to guide someone, to, I don't know, help someone avoid the mistakes I made. It's just an inner desire to create an impact.
Yeah.
And I think that can become a deep source of purpose.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know, frankly. So when you do have purpose, you know, there was that you've got direction, haven't you? I think.
Yeah.
You got fire in your belly and momentum. And I think you actually, you walk and talk differently, don't you?
Because you're not wandering.
Yeah.
Mentally or physically, really, are you? You've got this resolve, this I like to say when life punches you in the face, because it does quite regularly, you've got this fortitude, this resolve to get back up because you're going somewhere. You
can handle the punch in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
You're better equipped to handle it.
You are.
Yeah, because when you know what you're aiming for, you've got more energy in general, haven't you?
Yeah,
in everything.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, an important thing, we mentioned it before. If you've got more energy in general in everything, you're going to show up better for your family and loved ones and community anyway, aren't you?
It's true. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, all right. So to sort of close that out, deep down, you know, we think that purpose comes from learning, growing, creating something, working on something you're passionate about, and helping others and creating impact.
Yeah. That's a big one.
And I think the moment you begin to do one or more of those things, something just sort of shifts in you, doesn't it, Pat?
Yeah,
and
without a doubt.
You'll reconnect with your drive, your energy, and just have a general sense that your life is moving in the right direction for you.
And you will get up earlier in the morning with more energy and drive.
Yeah, just like you. You leap out of bed, don't you, Pat, in the morning?
All right, so let's just recap everything that we've talked about this episode here, because having purpose, it puts meaning behind your actions. Again, it gives you somewhere to aim for. And unfortunately for most people, we do lose our purpose. Once we get in the grind of everyday life, we lose it and it creeps up on you quite invisibly.
That's a big one. I think that could be like a takeaway from this podcast. Like, just be aware of it.
Yeah, because we stop growing.
Yeah.
That's what kills it.
Yeah, and purpose is linked to focus. So aim your focus at something that matters, which will give you purpose. And then if you really want to get back your purpose, just work on starting to grow or maybe look into creating or building something, help someone or some people, and just get out there and create impact and do what you need to do in this life.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like what you just heard, please subscribe and like so you never miss another episode. And if you want more of this content, check out our social media for more ways to avoid being middle-aged and miserable.